Welcome back, nerds and nerdettes. Before we get into today's video, Tarkov announced there's going to be an arena mode coming to Tarkov. If you are an EOD subscriber, which I talked on the first video, you will get it for free. When it gets released, it's going to be in test. It's going to be in a beta. There's going to be 4 to 5 maps. You'll hear it in the background. I'm going to have it playing here. If you are interested in this mode and you think you're going to play it, this is going to be strictly PvP with some PvE elements. You're going to be able to spectate. There's going to be bidding. There's going to be 3v3, 5v5s. A couple different maps they were talking about. I think they said 4 to 5 on release. So you can buy it separately. But if you are going to get the game, you are going to play Tarkov. This is another great reason to get the EOD. I'm going to let the video play out here while we kind of talk about it. It looks like there's going to be random loadouts from what they said. Each team's going to be able to have a set loadout. There's going to be some looting on the side. Things you can grab as you're playing the game. So there's going to be some ability to take some of the loot out that you get from in-game. You're also going to be able to take some of your gameplay in from your regular game. We're going to get into today's video after this. We're going to talk about armor, helmets, headsets, how they work in the game of Tarkov, how to understand what they cover, how they work level-wise. If you guys enjoy, smash that like key. Subscribe if you're new. Turn those notification bells on. Let's get into it. Alright, so as we talked about this video, we're going to go over armor, the protection, how rigs work, your helmets, the accessories, stuff you put on your character when you go into a raid. So this is your body armor slot. There are a few different tiers of armor. They start at tier 2, they go up to tier 6. Tier 2 are your early game PACAs, presses. So if you go into something like this, you'll see on them, it protects your stomach and your thorax. So it protects basically your chest and your stomach. If you get shot in the arms, the legs, the head, this doesn't protect it. Each one is made out of a different kind of material. And you'll see that on the material side. Class, armor points. So this just kind of tells you what type of armor it is. You'll learn what's good and bad as you start to play the game. You'll have ones that you might lean towards. But early game, this is probably one of the better ones. Armor is very easy to repair. You can pay less to repair it. It takes a little bit more damage. Some of them, like this is ceramic. It's class 4, but when it gets shot and penetrated, this will shatter and it costs a lot to fix. They're generally not even worth it once they get shot. But there's all different kinds of material, different kinds of rigs and things in here. You'll start off with a few things. You'll get them off scavs. You can pay to repair them. When a rig takes damage, so like this right here, I have another one down here somewhere right here. So this is the same rig. This is a 60 out of 60. This is a 50.3. If it gets shot, you can repair it. This will take damage. You won't take the damage. So depending on the bullets that shoot this, this is a class 4. So anything under 40 pen will have a harder time getting through this. If it's ammo that you shoot that's got 20 pen, it could take 2, 3, 4 shots before it actually starts to physically damage you. So it's not designed to tank a bunch of shots. This isn't a game where you run out and you take 50, 60 shots in your tank and you heal and someone in the background kills you. This is more or less if you get shot 1 or 2 times and you can get into cover. This is going to protect you much better than some of the armor. As you get higher levels, the pen gets higher. You start crafting higher ammo. We're going to go all over that in the next episode when we start talking about guns and ammo to really get involved with that and the damage they can do. If you are looking for a good tool to understand armor classes, ammo classes. I'm going to reference this again in the next video. But if you go to Battle Buddies, download the app. There is a streamer called Veritas. He created the app. This really breaks down the different kinds of ammo, if it's high pen or high damage. High damage could be flesh damage. So if you shoot someone in the arms or the legs, you'll hear a thing called leg meta because you can't protect your lower body. If it's got high damage, you shoot someone's legs. Remember how we talked about your body has so many damage points? If this gets blacked out and you keep shooting it, the damage that you're spending to this guy starts splitting between the rest of these. So if you black this leg out at 65 at 0 and you shoot it for 80, that 80 is going to spread apart the rest of these. You shoot it again 2 more times for another 80, that's going to take out more of this damage. So you hit someone in the leg 5-6 times with a high damage weapon or high damage ammo, you can kill somebody just by shooting them in the legs, even though they have, class 5 or class 6 armor. They could have a full kitted helm. You can go in there fully chatted out, and you could lose to someone spraying your legs out. So there is a thing called the leg meta, and that's kind of what that references. But he has an amazing application. I've used it. I still reference it today. It's a great tool. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. With armor, there are a couple different styles. There's body armor. You get your tier 6. Ultra high molecular weight polyurethane. These take a little bit more to repair, but they're very good. They're not as heavy. The reduction in your speed and weight is very light, opposed to something like this, where it's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier. This is Ultra. This is a combined material, so this is a little bit different than the Ultra. It's heavier. You lose some speed, some resistance, some turning. You can check what parts of the body they cover just by highlighting over this. So your arms. Now, even though this only goes, let me go to my character here. Even though this only goes to my bicep, this covers all the way down to your fingertips. So if you get shot anywhere in the arm, your whole arm is technically protected. This will be checked your chest, your thorax. So if I go here again, this will be your chest, your chest, your stomach, and your arms. So it protects basically your whole upper body with exception to your head. This is a class 6, so it takes a lot higher of a bullet pen to take you out. If someone shoots you in the body with a 30 pen, you're looking at 6, 7, 8 shots before they start hitting your body. So if they don't have a high pen ammo, you could technically take quite a few shots, especially if it's from a distance on a gun that's not that strong. That's why you see these late games when people call them chads or kitted or thick boys. You start seeing things like this running at you where you're shooting either for the legs or the head because it's hard to get through this armor. It does take a lot to repair. Speaking of repairs, if one of these gets damaged below 70% of its max durability, you might as well just get rid of it and get something else. This is a 60 by 60. It's down to 50.3. So this is probably good for one more raid unless I don't get hit in the chest. What's 70% of 60? It's at like 42%. I don't do math in my head, but 42% give or take. So if this goes down to 42 and it's below its max durability, I'll just end up selling it. Now this is a rig. You can store stuff in here. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But this piece of armor can't go on with body armor. This is what they call a plate carrier. It's a plate, it's a rig and a body armor at the same time. So in order to put this on, I can't have anything in this slot, so I can't put anything in there. This already has a built-in plate. So you'll see here it's a level 4. It's aluminum, so it's not as bad on the material. Not too bad to repair. This will protect my left arm, my right arm, and my thorax. This does not protect your stomach. Now, you wonder why these things protect your stomach. If you get shot in the stomach and this gets blacked out, you start to lose hydration and energy. So you need to repair this so you don't lose all your hydration and energy. But once again, we talked about before, if your head or your thorax, if these hit 0, you're instantly dead. So your stomach could take damage and you can heal it and repair and drink and eat and be okay. But you always want to protect these the best. So even something like this that protects your thorax is really fine. Getting shot in the stomach is a pain, but you can still live through it and repair it and run off like nothing happened. So that's what these are. When you go into certain things here, and you see this is a level 4, 23 slots it holds. It is a 70 armor. This protects stomach and thorax. Doesn't protect your arms. But this is also a plate carrier, so this is a rig and a body armor. This is a class 4. This is more of your mid-game wipe when you start getting into past that first stage of leveling. You start getting into some gear. These are actually really good. Probably one of my go-to when you start to get into that level 4 gear before you start getting into the real big thick stuff. It only protects your thorax. There's nothing else it protects, but it's very lightweight. It repairs very well. You could probably buy these on the flea market for like 140, 150,000. Let's take a look. Okay, 165. But even if you buy it, so this is actually worth buying at 85 over this. But say something like this was 65 and it was cheaper, it was like 140 something, right? See if any pop up. No. So if this was cheaper by 10 grand, you could repair this probably up to like 84. So sometimes it's worth going on here to get a deal. If someone puts a damaged armor on here, see how it's 4,000 difference if you have an armor repair kit. I can just hit page up, but if you have an armor repair kit, you can drag these over and it would repair it up to a certain percentage. So that's how your body armor works. Certain extracts, when you have a red rebel and a paracord, this is a little bit more into the game. You won't get this unless you buy one or get it. You need a body armor and a rig to be able to take a certain extract. You can't have a rig and body armor to take the extract. It won't let you. So you need to have just a body armor and a rig at once. So you'll learn that stuff as you get along, but just so you are aware, there are certain restrictions on certain extracts that require you to have certain things. Outside of body armor, you will have rigs. Rigs are not body armor. These are just for storage. You take these off, you can go in. The scavs will attract to you if you don't have a rig on, so I always recommend having one. But they're not all built the same. So storage is what you're really using these for. When you go into a raid, you can put ammo, you can put magazines, you can put grenades. If it's in your rig or in your pocket, you can, if I hit R and I'm in there and well, that's not the right gun, but if I'm at my DVL and I'm on it and I'm shooting someone, I need to refill it, and I hit R, pulls out the mag, puts in a new mag. How we talked about, if you have space, it will keep it. If not, it will drop it, but that will switch. If it's in my backpack and I hit R or I hit my foot pedal for my grenade, it won't pull it out of your backpack. It's not going to reach back here, take it out of your backpack and throw it. It has to be in your pockets or your rig or plated rig. So anything you want quick access to. If I put meds on me, let's go in here. I put this on me and I highlight over and I hit 5. I can't mark it as usable, but if I put it up in my rig and I hit 5, now if I'm running and I hit 5, I have access to use this. As soon as I put it in here, it takes the 5 away. So, has to be in one of these two containers to be accessible as a quick fix. Has to be accessible to be able to use. So that's what these slots are good for. Your pocket, good for ammos, good for grenades, small magazine. Certain guns you can just reload ammo only. So just make sure you kind of understand if it's in your backpack, you won't be able to get it. You have to go into your inventory or you have to drop your backpack. There are certain ways to get into it. Backpack is your storage. Obviously, when you're running, you're looting, you're collecting things. Cool thing about the backpack is you can put tons of stuff in it. say you took out an enemy. He has this backpack here. You take him out. He's got some good guns, some good stuff on him, and you're like, oh my God, I want to take all this out, but you can't just put it in here because maybe you have some stuff in there. You can store, and I purposely put this in here, obviously. You can store a bunch of stuff in here. You can fill this bag to the max. You can put this in here, and then I can still put more items in around it because this backpack will hold this backpack, and this backpack will hold anything in it. You can put a backpack inside this backpack and store stuff inside that backpack. So there are ways to take out a lot of loot. You'll start learning what's worth keeping, what's not. You can quick click. If I want to put this in my backpack, you can just control click and I'll go right in there. When you're hunting down items and you're trying to move stuff around really quick, there's a process to do so. You'll learn what's worth keeping, what angles. It's a mini game of Tetris. You get good at it over time. And then you get all different types of backpacks. I'm not going to get too far into them, but you can stack them inside of each other. And you can put all these inside of a storage. So I can put these all inside of each other. And I can go, I probably have like 10 more in there. But I can put them into one slot. So as you start getting more and more backpacks to save room, you put them inside. You put the biggest ones on top and the smaller ones stack in until you take them out and need them. It's a great way to keep your inventory straight and to store a lot of backpacks so you have them. Helmets. Let's talk about those. These will protect you. This one, I have a bunch of stuff on it, but it'll protect the top of your head, the nape, which is like your back of your head, your ears, because I have ear protectors, and this is your face and your jaw. So this is 120 damage. It's a high ricochet chance. What ricochet chances is means any bullet in the game, no matter what the penetration or damage, has a chance of bouncing off your helmet. High ricochet chance, high chance of bouncing off. Doesn't matter what it does or how it's designed. If it ricochets, it ricochets. You can, technically, this has a medium ricochet. I have had these on my face, gotten shot in the face, and had the bullet ricochet off. Has saved my life having just glasses on. There's times I've had helmets on, I've had the face mask down, and I get one tap straight through the shield. Didn't matter if I had a helmet on, I would have got killed the same. It is a benefit. I've had more bullets bounce off that wouldn't have, that have saved my life over time. It's worth doing. I know some people say don't wear helmets. Personal choice. I've always worn them. I've survived and won gunfights having a helmet on. It's worth, in my opinion, having one of some sort. They're not all built equal, but as you get better ones, they start to get better. Ones like this, you can add face masks and stuff too. So this protects the top of your head and your nape. You can start adding stuff onto it. So now it goes from 50 to 90 armor. This will protect the top of the head and your nape still. Now it protects the top of your head, your nape, and your eyes. So now this is becoming a little more protective. This now protects the top of the head, your nape, your jaws, and your eyes. So you can start adding pieces on. You can still get shot right in the ear, just so you know. Sometimes like this. This will protect the top of your head, your nape, your eyes, your jaws, and your ears. Because I have ear protectors on here. I have ear protectors on this one. But these are all different types of helms. Some of them have attachments. How to know if your gun, or sorry, same as your gun, but how do you know this right here has any attachments? You can right click it and you go down to link search. So even if you have traders, they'll show you if you have something. So I can buy this ear protection. If you have a eye protection, you can buy eye protection. It'll show you different headsets you can buy that are compatible if you want to buy a headset separately. We'll talk about those in a minute. I can buy top of the helmet protectors. So you can find out what attaches to it just by right-clicking link search. If you're looking for a certain thing, I can hit filter search and I can buy this helmet for $1,400 off of Peacekeeper. So that's how helmets work. Attachments, add-ons, things like that. Face mask. Without a face mask, your face is really bright. It might as well be a beacon. Like in Minecraft, when you light up a beacon, this thing can be seen from miles away. It's so bright, your face. I always put a mask on. Even if I'm not wearing a helmet early game, I always have some kind of mask on. It will dim in your appearance, how easy it is to see your face. So that's how you set that up. Headsets, nothing real special. There's no protection. There are a couple different sounds they make. Some of them are really loud. Some of them are very bassy. Some of them just have really good clarity without bass. I like the XLs. There is no right or wrong when it comes to these. Pick what you like the best. Some of them are so loud with my headsets, it sounds like someone's punching me in the ear as I'm running, and I hate it. It's so noisy. I like these the best. They add the most sound clarity, and they also are very good for what I have for a headset. And you can buy these on the flea market. You know, they're 80, 90. Sometimes you can see them down to 60. I have a headset, a thing full of them. Different helms. These are night vision. They can be attached to your helmet. So that's really your gear. Your headset, your helmet, a face cover, eyeglasses if you want them, body armor, and we'll get into the guns and stuff next video. Your backpack, rigs, plate versus regular rigs. And then we've already talked about sort of your storage. This is items you put in your bag if you need to store them or keep them in here, which I don't need the money in here. So that's that. Now, outside of backpacks, outside of the armor, outside of all that, this is really a simple guide to how to build your character if you want body armor or rig and how you want to set up. Hopefully the video helped you out. Next video, we're going to go more in depth in guns, how to build them, how to modify them, how to see what your ergo is, how to see your recoil, what guns, what ammo, how it does damage. That will be the next video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. There is a wipe coming, and I will repeat this in the next video. Nikita has released it. Next patch. All this information could change, but this is a very good overview, which is why I'm not going too far in depth. Some of the mechanics will change, but this is a great overview if you're new to the game or just about to get the game. To learn it as you're playing, these are very simple, understanding dynamics. No matter what changes in the game, the standard functionality of how this is working is very common. So we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoy.